In this video, we're going to talk about how to grow your solar business even during the pandemic. Coming up. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to another solar video on the channel. My name is Ivan, and on this video, we're actually talking about how to grow your business during a pandemic, during a stressful time, during a time when everyone's actually contracting. You're going to be expanding, and I'm going to lay out the steps as exactly how to do that. Okay, because it's not difficult. You just need to be prepared. And obviously it's better to be prepared than not be prepared, right? So there's a few things you need to do to ensure that your business stays afloat. Doesn't matter what industry it is, but I'm talking to you guys that are in solar. And the first thing that you need to take into account is that if you're currently relying solely on referrals and door knocking, right, to generate new business for yourself and your company every single month, that is probably going to change if another lockdown comes upon us. So you need to make sure that you have a viable solution for generated appointments on demand that is literally runs like clockwork and it doesn't stop even if a lockdown takes place. So an appointment solution I'll write down as number one. Another thing I want to point out is also if your state has been hit hard. I've said this in many videos in the past, but make sure if you're selling solar, even if you're not selling solar, even if you're doing everything, right, A to Z, you're doing your turnkey solution for somebody to go solar. You sell and you install. You have an installation crew and you have a sales crew. You have a sales team, right? So you need to make sure that you can sell outside of your current location. So be able to connect with other people, right, on other installers, other EPC companies outside of where you live, out of state, so you can actually able to sell in other states and have other people install your jobs for you, right? Because where you live right now might be hit very hard. Like as a time of this recording, Louisiana has been hit extremely hard with a hurricane, and so a lot of people are going to be left without power. So imagine if you're selling. I know that's not a pandemic, but it's still it's a situation that unfortunately leaves a lot of people without power, a lot of people without connection to the world, and so they're not going to feel okay. And probably you're not going to feel okay going out, knocking on their door. So you need to make sure that you have other places that you can sell, and it's outside of where you live. So make sure you have other companies that you partner with. For example, if you partner up with somebody who's a national installer, that could very well be your ticket to freedom, even in stressful times like these. So connect to other EPCs out of state, right? And number three, you need to make sure that you can actually sell and you can accommodate to the new way of selling, which is remotely. You can be using platforms like Zoom, you can be using Google Meet, you can be using the telephone, right? I can tell you what works best for us is probably the phone, because it creates less friction for the homeowner, and we can actually get to talk to them without expecting them to be tech savvy to join a Zoom meeting or a Google meeting, right? It's a lot less for us to ask, and again, it creates a lot less friction for the homeowner. All they need to do is just make themselves available for the time of the appointment. So ensure that you're prepared and your team is prepared to sell virtually, okay? And a lot of people are like, well, those things seem very obvious. Those are things that everybody knows, right? And to a degree, that may be true, but you also need to ensure that you don't fall victim to either one of those things that I've just listed on the board, and you're actually prepared. I would probably say that the main thing you need to worry about is preparation. Is, hey, what happens if that actually takes place? What happens if I can't sell where I'm currently selling? Am I able to do this even if I'm selling out of state, right? It's not difficult, you just need to be prepared. So really the reason why I wanted to make this video, guys, is because there's a lot of people out there that think, you know, things are gonna be the way they are right now and nothing's gonna change, yada, yada. But truth of the matter is that things are changing, and it's changing rapidly, and it could be literally, we could be days apart from another lockdown. We never know, right? So preparation is key. The main thing to keep in mind is to always be prepared and to ensure that you actually staying on top of things by being able to sell from a distance, have an EPC that's out of state, and make sure that you have an appointment generating solution. That doesn't have to be, you know, lead generation from Facebook, YouTube, you know, what we do. You could have a call center do cold calling for you, right? You could be generating appointments in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be social media. Social media obviously definitely helps, but it doesn't have to be that. You just need to make sure that you have an appointment generating solution. Something that could keep your guys' calendar, you know, even during the time of a pandemic. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you again on the next one. Take care.